That's unfortunate too, because those are big opportunities. That's 7 points that just disappears off the board, and in a game like this, every point counts. But can't say enough about the way that we battled there in the second half. Man, I think we scored on every drive. Hard to do that on the road, playoffs against this team, that defense, #1 defense in football right there. And so I can't say enough about our guys and the resolve of our team. Just to battle back after being down 17-0, and really felt like we should have won that game.
Sean said that a loss like this takes a while to get over. How quickly do you get past something like this? And because of your seniority on this team, do you have to say anything to the younger players, because there are so many younger guys that may have not experienced something like this before?
Yeah, I mean, listen, we've got a tight-knit team, and a lot of guys are good friends off the field, so it's not like, hey, season ends and everybody just kind of goes their separate ways. I mean, in some cases, but I think for the most part, this is a team that really cares about one another, and so guys will continue to spend a lot of time with each other, and yeah, it'll sting for a bit, especially as this season goes on here over the next few weeks, feeling like, that could be us. Maybe that should be us, and yet I've been around long enough to know that unfortunately sometimes these things happen, and you guys were there in 2011 at San Francisco. That was one we felt like we should have had, right? And we've been on the winning side of some crazy ones, but obviously with everything at stake, with the fact it's playoffs, it's win or go home, the way we battled back, this would have been one for the ages had we been able to pull it off.
Did you ever get over that loss at San Francisco, or it's one that?
Well, you have to.
Never.
I mean, you have to. I mean, when my career's all said and done, I'm sure that, I'll look back and say, nah, that one, certainly the way we felt about that team, as being a Super Bowl contender, felt that way about this team. I hope that I'm a part of a few more teams that I feel that way about, and that we can make a run at it. I mean, listen, you. Unfortunately, sometimes experience is a tough teacher, and things happen, and you can go one of two ways with it. Does it put you in the tank? Does it pull you apart, or does it unite you? Does it make you stronger? Does it mold you, strengthen you? And that's the outlook I'm taking, and I think that's the outlook that our entire team is taking. And we did some special things this year, for a team that was very young and very new, with free-agent acquisitions and such, and I think we exceeded a lot of expectations maybe for the people in this room. I think for us, as we went along, we felt like we were really building something, and I think that we have a window of time here where we can really make a run at it. But that is if you continue to have a growth mindset, that you're constantly getting better and constantly finding ways to, strive forward.
You mentioned a window. How far is your window?
By the way, that man is now a free agent. Whoa. Drew Brees is on the open market. I don't think any of us expect him to leave New Orleans, but stranger things have happened. And you see what he did in the second half as opposed to what he did in the first. And I think he said it, they scored on every single drive, right, in the second half against the #1 defense in the league. But sometimes stats mean nothing, and sometimes they mean something, and sometimes it may just be a coincidence. But with that crazy finish, the Vikings have now won 24 straight games where at least they had a 17-point lead at any time.
I don't think they had anything to do with it.
And the Saints now fall to 1-35 in the Drew Brees era, Drew Brees, Sean Payton era, when they fall behind by 17 points because of what we saw at the end of the game. It's crazy, right? It's crazy. It's crazy.
But it's football, and it's why you play the game, and kind of like Tim said earlier, it's why you play it until it finishes. And if you don't, for the Minnesota Vikings, it's the last play of the season if it doesn't work, not just the last play of this game.
Well, it's the last play of the season for the New Orleans Saints, and now, look, they had a great draft. They sort of got things turned around. Dennis Allen did a great job with the defensive coordinator, but we'll see what they have going forward, and the biggest question will be Drew Brees. So people at U.S. Bank, this is the crowd at the Target Center watching the last play of the game. As they're getting set, the Timberwolves, to play the Blazers. That's coming up next, right after we're done here on NFL Primetime on ESPN. It has the makings for an absolutely unbelievable night in Minnesota. I mean, like what? That's how he must be a Saints fan. I don't know.